And hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and today what I'll be doing is my Lab 3 walkthrough. So I've gone all the way out real quick, so then that way you can see the shape of the landscape, that it is not perfectly square, that there is some changing in the landscape to make it not a perfectly square landscape. So that was 3A. You can see the landscape there. 3B and 3C are the sculpting tools, so you can see that I do have the mountains. I've also obviously sculpted down to create the area that's going to be the water. Let me put this back on lit. Okay, and there's an area here where there is some of the water erosion and whatnot. That would be right there. I think I also did some over here. So there's a lot more of the water erosion tools back here where the landscape moves up and down a little bit more. Okay, so that takes care of 3B and 3C. From there, 3D is the multi-layer paintbrush. So let's go and find that real quick. It's in the content underneath my stuff. Underneath landscape, there's the texture brush itself, so let's click on it. Go ahead and zoom out, and if you need to, just kind of slowly go through. Let me see all the different layers that are there. Let me see that these are the right kind of texture samples, that you're using the coordinates, and that you have the layer blends with the invisibility mask, which you'll need for the further tutorials, and that these are all connected in the right place. Okay, so we've seen the material now. From there, the other thing were these landscape layer info layers. So if you've opened it up to here, I now see those. And then the other thing that I wanted you to do also was go into modes, go into landscape, go into paint, and then scroll down to where you see target layers. And then I want to see that each one of these are here. Obviously, if you have these, you should also have these. Okay, so that's everything for the 3D. 3E is obviously showing me that you have applied this. That you have the rocks going into the grass, that they make sense, that you're moving around and showing me, like here, maybe where you've got the sand. Sand is underneath the water. As you go up, you've got the rocks, and then you've got the snow above them. I didn't really use the dirt layer that much, but I could have. And I did use a lot of the sand, and then there's obviously the grass down there on the floor. Okay, so that's everything with the brush. Let's see. So that goes 3D, 3E. The next one is using the brush editing mode. So to see that one, we're going to have to get back closer to the house. I'm going to have to go back from this to select, and then I can select. Let me slow the camera down so we don't fly by. Then I can select this, and if I go into modes, brush editing, you can show me the edges, and then I can see where the points are. Okay, and now I can see that it's a custom shape. All right, from there, we can go ahead and go back into select. From there is the foliage tool. I don't have much of a forest. Obviously, I just use I was using. Oh, you know where I do have this on the other side. Let's go to the other side of the mountains, and there we go. So I do have rocks that I've incorporated into the foliage tool, along with the trees. I do have a lot of drunk trees. Probably should go through and maybe correct those a little bit more. Like that's a pretty drunk tree right there. But anyways, I do have the foliage tool. It was able to work. I do have quite a few different things that are parked over there. And then here I've got more or less grassland. So that was the foliage tool. The other thing I want you to show me with the foliage tool is to go ahead and open it. And then show me how many of what things you have. And then go ahead and select a few of those. Pull open this section. And then scroll down and then show me, just slowly scroll over enough to be able to see what you're doing to the settings. So maybe do this to about 2 of them. Okay, let's pick another one that actually has something on there. So things that we would have moved would have been radius, density, the painting, what scale you're using. This one happens to be a rock, so I'm using a big scale. The the offset. Okay, and let's do one more. I guess I'm mostly in the painting and placement are the ones that I'm more or less concerned about. That's what did most of the stuff for us in the brush. So you just kind of sit there and park it. I can see what you did. Okay, cool. So that fulfills now everything for the foliage tool. Next thing is going to be the visibility mask and creating a tunnel. So again, we'll go over here. Let me scroll down so that you can see that I have created the tunnel system. So there's the entrance block up there. There's the tube. I can see that I can go straight through. Follow the tube down. We have the block that connects the 2 perpendicular tubes. And then we have another tube that goes down. If you want to make yours longer than that, that's great. Go ahead, knock yourself out. If not, we'll move over to the cave. Okay, so should be able to select the landscape. Let me get out of. I think I've got the landscape selected. Yeah. So I can see the edge of the landscape there. And then I can also see that the landscape goes up and beyond, and that the cave is behind the landscape. So that means that you must have cut a hole through. Okay. From there, as far as a walkthrough, you can kind of do this. I just want to see that you got the wall set up pretty good, that there's no light, or that we can't see any sky or any light coming in from any angles or corners. Okay, so with that, I'd be pretty happy with the cave. And then the last thing is going to have the water. So from there, what you can do is show me the irregular shape of the water, I guess, area that you've created, the river, whatever. From there, click on it. Show me the fact that the shape is indeed a strange shape like that, right? So that you were actually using the mesh editing tool or the brush editing tool. Okay, I want to see that it does have a water surface. I want you to go underneath the water. I want to see that there is the post-processing volume, and then I want you more or less to go down river, and that the whole area is set up correctly. Okay. Now, if you did some decoration to the water, go ahead and show me that. I don't know if I have it in this level. I think I put it somewhere close by to the house. Oh, that's the house. If I did it, it would have been like right here. Oh, there they are. Alright, so there's my eel that's not moving. There's some plants. And I think I have the fish. There's the fish particle system. So there's the beginning of the particle system where the fish are coming from. And then if you click on it, or click on one of them, you can actually see them highlighted all the way out, which is kind of cool, until they fade out. All right, so that's everything with the underwater level. Oh, the other thing that I wanted you to do also was to look up and show me that this was transparent. So that's the post-processing volume. I've seen what you've done with the post-processing volume, and we've created a custom fit river area that was had its own weird shape to it. Okay, so that's everything for lab 3. Hope you've enjoyed the video and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.